Hi, welcome to Simply Scrapping. Narelle here, and today I'm doing a layout for the Stamp It Like It's Hot collaboration. And this month we are doing reverse stamping. So if you're not familiar with reverse stamping, it's where you use the back of a stamp, so the solid back of the stamp to stamp with. You can do it with any stamp whatsoever, really. It has to be acrylic because otherwise with the rubber ones you're actually stamping on the label, and I'm not sure that would be any good for the label. So and the red rubber would not stick to the acrylic block, so you can only do it with your clear stamps. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today, and I have an idea to create the blobs of colour. I don't know how else to describe it. But the blobs of colour that then you stamp over the top in black ink. And I think if you've been on Pinterest for any length of time, you would have seen lots of things done with that. There's been ceramics done with that, pots painted done with that. It's actually quite a popular design, so I wanted to try and recreate it today. So I'm using the reverse side of these two flowers, but I'm not going to stamp everyone with the flower on top. So the black image on top won't necessarily be this flower. And I wanted to make like a grid. So I'll take this aside. That's for a later part of the layout. So I'm testing my colours because these are the photos that I'm doing. It is me, my brother and my mother when we were little babies. And Mum has like a bluey green yellow floral dress on, and then the rest of it is pretty very light green in the grass and the grey bluish tones of the fence. There's a little green bush there. My brother has little blue shorts on. So the colours I thought I wanted to use, I had thought of Calypso Coral at first, but I didn't like how that came out. So I'm going to be using Pool Party, Balmy Blue and Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to tap really lightly on them because I don't want a really strong colour. I do want quite a faded look. So I'm just going to fill up the whole thing in a grid. And I know part of it is going to be covered, so I plan on putting a strip of paper down here, and then of course I have my two photos in the middle. But I'm not going to be bothered with placement at the moment. I'm just going to get the coloured splotches on, I guess. That's the only way I can describe them. So I've got my Balmy Blue, my Daffodil Delight, and my Pool Party. I've just got this little Stampin' Spot. So I'm going to mix them up into just random colours. I'm not really going to worry about their order. And I want to try, if I stamp off and then stamp again, that is going to give me a better look. So I'm going to move the photos out of the way because I want to be able to stamp off for each one. I probably need a straight bit of paper that doesn't have wrinkles all over it. And I'm not aiming to get, that's still a little bit dark to what I wanted. But anyway, so I'm trying to work out my placement. If I do one, I can get 4 across and 1, 2, and I'll do 4 down. So if I try and visualize a grid in my head, then let's hope to, so along here I want to go somewhere like this. Now I'm sure there's going to be an easy way to do this. So on this one I'm going to go about there. And I need a straight bit of paper that's been crumpled up, so I'm getting lines. That's much better. And then I think we'll do over here. Alright, that's much better. So do I turn it over? There was a mark on this side, so if I put the mark along this edge, that's going to be covered up with pattern paper. So let's start that again. I want to start in the top corner. That's much better. I wanted it much paler like that. And then I think if I do 1, 2, 3 and my second row, one, two, three, roughly here. And then the last one I had down here. Okay, so now I'm going to turn that over for the next colour, clean that off. And the last colour I'm doing, I will do a mixture of sizes, I think. Right, so now I'm going to do, so I finished with the balmy blue. Whoops. I want to do now the pool party. I don't know how pool party is going to go because I only have like the small Stampin' Spot. So I'm not sure how that is going to go. Fingers crossed. We'll put that one. Well, that's actually going to get covered, isn't it? So let's put it there. Oh, that's okay. It turned out good. Okay. I was worried that because it wasn't a whole surface, I was going like a stamp ink pad. That's what I'm trying to say. I was concerned that it was going to end up with lines across it, but it's okay. Don't necessarily want them close to each other, but I guess that's how it's going to end up, isn't it? Okay. I need one more on this row. I probably need to move like a blue one. That is not going to be seen, so I probably need to move, no, I can't move it, but stamp it in a different spot. Alright, so let's clean that off, and we're going to move our blue one. Don't know where to. I'll think about that for a minute while I do the yellow. Right, I'm going to get another clean bit of paper. Make sure I've got the back side of the stamp. Yeah, so you can do this with any stamp, really. It doesn't have to be one that's designed to do it. It's, oh, sorry. As long as it's an acrylic stamp that will, you know, be sticking to the stamp block and a flat surface, then it will work. Okay, and I'm going to then make, did I clean that off? No. I might have. Who knows? I don't know. Right, I'm just going to clean that one because I think I have finished with the yellow. I'll clean this while I'm here as well just to make sure. And then I'm going to make this one blue because that one over there is not going to be seen. Okay, brilliant. So now, some of them I am going to use that flower. Some I'm just going to use like a little leaf. And then I have some other stamp sets to choose from as well. So for this one, I thought, well, maybe some of these stems would work. I can't use this one. It is too long and I don't want it really going outside of the circle too much. But I also have this one that I thought would work as well in a circle. Possibly this one, but I'm not sure I want that strong a flower. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But I'm thinking maybe 3 would be enough. And I thought maybe this one, but it could be too long, I think, for the flower. So, I mean, for the spot. So I think I'll limit it to 3. Maybe 4. Right, so I want to try, I like this little flower and this one. So that's the one for the little spot. Doesn't mean I'm going to use it on the little spot. And then I've got that little one. I'm not sure about the leaf now actually. I think I like the other ones better. So I don't think that one. I think this one. That's not going to be too big. We'll see what happens. You get one out and put it on. Yeah, it's okay if it goes out a little bit, just not too much. I like that one, I think. See how we go. I can always get more blocks out and more to add different stamps. Right, so I need my memento. I'm trying to work out how I want to go. I think like that. I might want to put 2 in that one. Okay, I like that. And I think in that first splotch. Right, which way does this stamp go? Where's the... So we go that way. Yes, that way. And then I have this little one. Oh, I'm liking that. So now, do I make them the same? I think I'm going to make them all the same. So this one's going to end up with 2 little sprigs. So now as I'm doing this, you can probably see or recognize the style that I'm taking my inspiration from off Pinterest. I mean, this is not a, you know, just taken off Pinterest, this whole design, this layout, but I just thought, well, when I had to do the reverse stamping, that I really wanted to give this design a try that I had seen. Okay, I really like that. So there's the base of the page done. Now, I knew I wanted a band across here. I'm roughly following a sketch, and I'm hoping this paper is not too dark. And I'm also going to mount my photos in this. So this is a 7 Dots Studio paper called Daydreamers Collection, and this particular one is called Soulmates, and there's no date on it, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so I want to strip down this side that is roughly, I think I'm going to make it 3 inches. That is going to sit there. Where's my marks on my paper? Up there. Right, so I'm going to sit that there. I do want a little bit of the white edge just to border the page. Right, I'm going to stick that down. Now I'm going to mount my photos. I'm going to mount them in white and then have this as the backing, so I'll be back. Okay, so sorry, I stuck the bit of paper on, I've mounted the photos and put them on. I've also stamped some of the flower images. So these are the splotches that I've used here and here. So the big one, the little one, big one, little one, big, big. But I've stamped them in full strength Pool Party and stamped a corresponding flower onto them. And I've also done some yellow ones full strength. So these were second generation and these are full strength. And then I also cut out a heap of leaves and twigs. So these look so much like these. Unbelievable. They're really, really cool. And they are all from the Changing Leaves die cuts. Oh, it's in upside down, never mind. So these ones, it has the embossing folder that go with it, but it also has another page of die cuts of leaves and leaves and shapes. So you've got this leaf and this twig, as well as the double leaf and these really cool shapes. So I cut those out in black. I also managed to do my title, which I'm so proud of. Oh my gosh. So established 1960s. So this is when our family became a family, basically when us kids were born. And I managed to do this on my brother's scan and cut. So I wanted the white heading with the black around it, because if I did it in black with the white around it, the white would get lost on the white cardstock. So I managed to create it. So I created the words, typed in the words in the font that I wanted, made it white, created an offset in black, and then managed to weld them, and I don't know how I got it to, I can't remember now. I'm also very new to doing this fancy sort of stuff. I think I then subtracted or divided or something, and then I ended up with this, and then I told the scan and cut to draw this, and it just did the outline and left the white, which was really cool. And then I told it to so then I think I can't remember, I couldn't get it back to just the outline, or just the offset and the words. So then I the original words were still there in a separate thing, so I hid everything else. And no, what did I do? I can't remember what I did. Oh, the words were there, that's right. So then I created the offset again, and then just told it to cut the offset, and it cut around this. So I didn't move the mat or anything in between. It was still loaded in the same spot, and I actually managed to do it. So I'm going to have to play around with that again, so I have the exact steps that I took, so I know if I want to do this again how to do it. Because normally I would create something like this in Word, print it out, scan it in, and then tell it to cut it out. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it doesn't. And so I'm really happy that this actually worked. And now I have to try and remember how I did it so I can recreate it. But anyway, and I keep looking at that and thinking it's spelt wrong, established, but it's not, is it? Please tell me it's not. Anyway, that's the heading. Right. So a few things. I think I need something dividing down here. So I cut out, and I've lost them, 2 really thin black strips. I think they're like 1/8 of an inch or something, around 1/8 of an inch. And I've already glued the photos on, but just with a little bit of glue in the middle, so I can still tuck underneath. So I don't have a full 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I, as you know, go to my scraps first up when I want to do something, cut out shapes or whatever. So I had this piece of cardstock. There was a little bit more up here that I cut all the leaves and things out of, and then I was left with this. So I just cut 2 thin strips, and knowing that they're not full 12 by 12, it doesn't matter, because I can tuck them under the photos. So I'm going to do that. I just want a divider between the paper and the rest of the page. I think it just adds something. So I'm going to cut this a little bit off. And then this photo on the right here, I think is getting lost because it is matted in the same paper as that panel. So I've cut a really long tag that will have my journaling on it. And I thought once I put the heading on, I'll know where this goes. So I've cut it the full 12 inches, but I won't need it, obviously. So I'm going to sit it somewhere like here, but I'm going to put the heading on first so I know how long that needs to be. So I think that black edge just adds something. Let me just trim this one off as well and stick that in place. But I really like how that background has come out. It's just really subtle, just with the pop of black. And I was trying to come up with really different headings, not just like family, and I didn't know what else to put. So I found out recently about Gemini, which is part of Google, and it's an AI thing. And you can type in there like, show me titles or words about, or sentences or phrases about a certain topic. And it was coming up with different things, but nothing really worked. So I thought, well, what else could I use to trigger an idea for a title? So I just put into Google 1960s babies images. And then one of them came up with an ad for a product or something, and it said established 19 something. And I went, oh, perfect, I can do established 1960s because, you know, that's just really cool. Now I want to keep these. I don't want to cover these. I've already covered up a row here of them. So I'm thinking I'm going to put the title sort of in between these two rows, possibly move it over a little bit because I want to put a cluster up here. So I'm just going to use my stamped images here. This one unfortunately is going to have to get covered, but I'm thinking a solid pool party. And because these are quite so vibrant, these yellow ones, I'm actually going to tuck them under. Now this one, I can't because it's, you won't see anything, there's only a tiny little gap there. But if I pop it up like that, then a little bit is seen. And then I want to cluster down here. Remembering that I want to put my journaling here. So if I have my tag like here, probably just to below that photo, so then this can go over it a little bit. I might do that. So let me just mark that with a pencil. So I probably want it about there. So alright, I'm going to commit to that and trim that off. I'm not going to stick that down yet, I'm just going to pop it there so I can work out this cluster, and then this one here, and then I can just add in the twigs and the leaves. So probably I don't want anything across Mum's head, so I'm going to have to put like a leaf maybe up there and a leaf down there on the photo, and a twig. I didn't know how many I wanted, so I just cut out a heap. So hopefully I will have enough. Two there, one up higher than the other. And then I'll repeat it down here. Let me put a leaf on here on the journaling so it stands out a bit more. And then I can put a twig up here maybe. Do I want a leaf down here and make this a twig, or make this a leaf and a twig? something like that. Okay, so I know that's where I want my heading. I like that. Right, so I'm going to stick this tag on because I like how that was sitting. Right, I just want a little bit of the patterned paper on the side here showing, and then not quite up to the heading. Now I do have some black and white, old black and white twine here, and I think I'm just going to do a bow, although me and bows, we'll see how we go. This has a kink in it. It's been on that cardboard for years, so I just run it through my thumbnail and my finger a few times to get the kink out. And we're going to try a double bow. Let's see, I might not have enough thread for that now. We'll see what happens. Oh, no, we'll go in there. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Oh, I don't have enough thread now for that. I really want to do a double though. So, let's just cheat and get another bit out. Oh no, wrong scissors. Right, let's hold these together. Oh, one is a lot longer than the other, isn't it? Right, you put them both ends together and we'll see. Oh no, they're fine. I just had them a bit strange. Do bigger loops so that I can catch these easily. I really like the double bow. I think that's a little bit more substantial. Alright, so we're going to stick that there. There is the layout. These leaves will flatten when they go into the page protector. In the close-ups that follow, there might be added bling. I'm not sure whether I want to add any bling or not, but if I do, you'll see it in the close-ups following. Make sure you check out below everyone else who is playing along. And if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notify bell so you know when my next video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a scrap happy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.